whatever it is that you need.
I found peace,
joy,
understanding,
a place where I can fit in.
You can find it.
I found it.
I found it.
We found it.
In His total grace.
Whatever it is
you need,
you can find it.
In His total grace.
Do you remember me? We used to spend a lot of time together. You didn't want people to know about us, but you just couldn't leave me alone. Every time I call, you come. Every time I show up, you let me in. I'm your biggest secret, but today I'm going to expose you. There's no need for an introduction, because whether you're willing to admit it or not, everybody in here knows who I am. I'm sin. Sin is defined as disobeying God's will. Therefore, who am I? I'm your darkest secret. I'm your foolish decision. I'm your choice to disobey God. You know who I am. I'm sin. And I'm here to tell you what I'm going to do with you. Paul teaches us in Romans chapter 7. Yeah, I know some scripture too. He teaches us about the law and how I use the law to bring about death. Just when you start thinking that you're holy and righteous, I remind you about the law. Thou shalt not steal. Remember that one? Thou shalt not kill. How about thou shalt not commit adultery? You remember that one? There's 613 Old Testament laws. And if you break one of them, the wage of that sin is death. How many of you are dead because of me? Clapping your hands, but you're dead. Singing in the choir, but you're dead. Praising God, but you're dead. How many of you dead ushers? Dead deacons? Dead preachers? Because of your sin, you have no life. As a matter of fact, I am your life. I mean, you're sitting in church now, but you're thinking about when you get home, how me and you gonna hook up. So, some of you can't even make it through service without going outside and smoking me. Before you left the house this morning, some of you had to take a drink of me. You can't hide me. God always sees me. As a matter of fact, your neighbor smells me on you. Won't you look at your neighbor, tell him, is that sin I smell? The wage of sin is death. It's death. And the bill is due.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Grace. And I say reintroduce because we've met before. But maybe you didn't recognize me. I've been following you all of your life. I'm a large part of why you got life today. If I didn't exist, your chances of living would be like a fish out of water, dead. But no matter what you've done in your life, I saved you from the death that comes with the sin you commit. Yeah, the death that comes with the sin you commit, because every time you messed up, Satan was about to deliver a bill from sin of 3 easy payments of steal, kill, and destroy. And guess why it didn't hit your mailbox? Yeah, that's me, Grace. You see, the enemy's sitting back waiting for you to commit a sin so he can serve that bill of death. But me, Grace, stays right there with you, protecting and shielding you. from the work of the enemy. I'm God's unmerited favor. Let me put that where you can get it. I'm the favor of God that you don't deserve. Yeah. You don't deserve to be alive right now, but I'm your superhero. Yeah. Faster than a speeding bullet. I can leap buildings in a single bound. I've got x-ray vision. I'm stronger than a locomotive. Look back over your life. It's me. Grace. For every time you've done wrong, grace to the rescue. Yeah. It may be true that none of you can make it through the day without sin. That's why you better thank God for me. Some of you shouldn't even have woke up this morning. But me, grace. Yeah, the weed that you smoked should have killed you, but grace. The alcohol should have stole your life, but grace. When you was out there acting like a dumb Nick, you see, I just graced myself. If I wasn't graced, I probably would have said that in church. But it's only because of the grace of God that you still have life and alive today. If anybody here is excited about grace, put your two fingers up in the air and say, I did that on them. But I must tell you that just because I exist, and you know you can get away with some things, you just ain't gonna use me like you my pimp. I'm doing things on your behalf, but you still abusing my privileges. A question asked about me saying, should we continue in sin because grace exists? You would think when you died to sin or killed sin off, you wouldn't continue to serve it. But God is so loving that even when you abuse me, even when we mess up or slip up, he still gives you me grace. And it's through me you've got life.